Today's first topic is going to be the fire team. A fire team can be anywhere from 2 members to 7 members. Now, when I say form a fire team organically, a decent example would be, say you guys have been pushing on a point and you're kind of separated from your squad lead, but you got you and 2 of your buddies next to you. You think it'd be better just to have all 3 of you try and ramble the point and do whatever the hell you want? Or maybe just organize yourselves and come up with a tactical plan. Now, for a fire team. You can form a fire team when you got basically when you have more than 1 person next to you. But when I say next, what does that actually mean?
Like within earshot?
Hey, talking. Somebody that's talking to you, yo.
Yeah, exactly. Good rule of thumb is if you're forming an organic fire team, or if you're in a fire team designated by a squad lead, you should not be no more than 100 meters apart from each other. Any more than that, you're not going to be able to support each other. Because when you're in a fire team, you want to try and keep all your fire team comms to the local chat. So if you're sitting there trying to say, me and Jim Goose are in a fire team, we're trying to coordinate, but he's too far. But if I'm too far away from him and I'm having to use the squad chat to talk to him, we're too far. We fucked up. Good rule of thumb: earshot of local voice or 100 meters. All right, now when we're inside a fire team, what do you think would be the most optimal way to advance on a position?
One fire team fires as the other one moves and flanks.
Yeah, exactly. Very rarely do you just want to go bum rush and Leroy Jenkins a point. Ideally, you want to have one force providing cover and fire while everyone advances. Now, this concept we're going to be going over is going to be called bounding. In bounding, it can be anywhere from 2 members up to a fire team level, up to a squad level, where you actually have 2 squads bounding off of each other. All right, let's see. Let's get a couple volunteers. Broom, Taco. You see that little camp we got built out there?
Yeah.
Go and advance on that point, please.
Why don't you lay down and cover you?
When are you gonna hit the buzzer?
You'll know.
All right, did everybody see what they did there?
They didn't bound.
Yep, both units ran towards the point. At no point was either one of them had their weapon up ready to engage a target. Now, in bounding, the whole idea behind this is one unit moves while the other is providing cover and fire. Now, that point over there, it's kind of a far distance. Do you think it'd be wise to run from here all the way to that point?
No, I think that we should have stops in between.
Exactly. When you're
Also
bounding,
to allow the covering team to reload before, while they're pushing, while you're going prone.
yep, when you're bounding, you don't want to advance no more than 30 to 40 meters. Any more than that, you're going to be outside the effective coverage of your buddy. If the terrain and cover allows, no, absolutely go to cover. But if it's an open field like this, where there's no cover in between, when you get about halfway, just go prone and lay down that suppressive fire and wait for your buddy to bound up to you and past you. That's the number one thing people always fuck up on is bounding. Because the idea is that you're leapfrogging each other. So A moves up 20 meters, B is going to move up 40 meters because he's covering the 20 of his buddy and he's going further. If he just goes up to where A was, what happens then? He's just stalled out. All right, so does everybody have a basic grasp of what I'm talking about here?
Yes.
All right, Chad, chillin'. Could you please demonstrate to us effective bounding on that point?
All right, where's Chad? Chad, where you at?
Over here. Start by the sign.
All right, I'll cover you. You go.
Move.
Move it.
Oh, we're down there.
We should get some guys down there. Shoot back at it.
We'll get their ass.
We need to exercise.
Loading.
Move. Get to cover.
Loading.
John, don't forget you got secondary if you need to reload.
All right, Chad, Chillin, thank you. For those of you that could hear, what were they doing as they were bounding up?
Communicating.
Exactly, they're communicating. When Chad went up, he said some sort of set. You don't have to say said, that could get repetitive, but some sort of verbal acknowledgement. I'm in position. Now's your turn to go. But all right, but one of the things that was brought up was smokes. Absolutely, use the smoke rounds, or even better, have a grenadier that's able to lay down the smoke on it. But, all right, you guys got a decent example of how it works with just a 2-man team. Let's go and bump it up a little bit and do a 8-man squad. In bounding, so far we only covered a linear forward motion, but you can also use it left to right or even reverse. Or if you want to get real fancy, you can do diagonals. But the main core concept still applies. One unit moves forward while the other is covering. Then the unit move first, gets in position, and then covers the unit moving after them.
I meant, should we be interspersed? Should Bravo be interspersed with Alpha, or would Alpha be to the left and Bravo be to the
No,
right?
for simplicity, when you actually are doing it in a squad level, you want the entirety of Alpha to move up and the entirety of Bravo to move up. You want to have basically 2 separate formations. So it doesn't matter who's on left or right, but both sides are going to be on the left or right of each other. You're going to be
So let's do
That's the
Alpha
question I was
on the
asking.
right.
now in this training. It's going to be far more structured. In the actual field on the server or in a competitive match, it's not going to be like this. So that's why we it's more of these trainings are more sanitized and clean. That way you guys can understand the core concept. Because I believe some of you are already thinking, when the hell are we ever going to use this live server? But believe me, if you can get these core concepts down, and if you can basically adapt to what the situation requires, this basic technique works wonders. All right, so Alpha and Bravo, go and advance on that target with your fire teams
right.
using the bounding technique.
Bravo,
All right, Alpha
go
will lay
left
down
side.
fire first if Bravo wants to move up. You guys ready?
Everyone needs to get
Alright.
in line.
Alpha, start
on,
fire.
Bravo moving. Reset. Go ahead, move. Alpha, go ahead, move. Alright, set.
Reloading,
Loading.
loading.
All right, ceasefire.
Fire!
All right, did everybody kind of pick up on the little the things they were doing? When they're advancing, were they walking or were they sprinting?
I was walking because I was reloading.
When
I
you're
was
doing
trying to
bounding,
sprint.
you sprint. You want to keep the amount of time you're up, down.
The ditty
Just
should
this
be,
little-
I'm up, they see me, I'm down. That's
Yep,
about
exactly.
how fast it should be.
Yep, you want to limit the amount of exposure you have. Because when you're sprinting towards the target, that's time you're not going to be able to shoot the target.
Yeah, and keep an eye on your stamina bar too. You don't want to run your stamina out and then try to start firing. You're not going to be very.
That ties back into you don't want to be bounding too far.
Hmm.
All right, does everybody have a basic understanding of bounding, how it should be implemented?
One more thing, if I may.
Yes.
So for fire team leaders, should they be the ones calling when to move and when to fire, or how that works?
Ideally, it's going to be what we just made an example of. If the squad lead designates a fire team lead, which is Old Man, then if I was part of Alpha, it would have been me. So ideally,
Okay.
it should only be 2 people calling set and move. If you're playing with randos, you guys should automatically try and assume control of that fire team. But if you're playing with one of us, just basically who's in the command fire team is going to be dictated who's in it. If it's a bunch of UF guys, we're probably going to figure it out pretty fucking fast since we're high speed. But if it's a bunch of randos, go on assuming control of it. Because like I was saying earlier, if it's just you and like 2 blueberries next to you, go and tell them, hey guys, we're going to work as a fire team and we're going to bound up to this objective. I'm going to go to that rock, you cover me. When I get to that rock, you're going to bound past and get to the house or whatever.